for you, Gbande. I knew him from back when he was regional secretary for the bigger Volta region then. That included the Uti region at the time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how far back I've been speaking to this man. Now, he is Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress. People see him at the Jubilee House nowadays and wonder, what is your position at the Jubilee House? Because I realize you and I've seen this in between you and Kevin Taylor.
Yeah.
When you came out to talk to the protesters who were doing the protest of Galamsey. So what is your position at the Jubilee House now?
Good morning, Sarah, and good morning to cherished listeners and party members. Where is Nancy, though?
Oh, she's around. You see her soon.
Nancy's she's left me. She's got some other boyfriends now, so she's left me. On a more serious note, I'm pleased to be here this morning.
Yes.
And your question goes, what position? I'm a deputy director of operations at the presidency.
Deputy director of operations at the presidency. Okay.
In short, Jubilee House watchman.
Oh, that's what you call it.
I'm the deputy chief watchman of the Jubilee House.
Because I was coming to say that there are many watchmen at the Jubilee House. I don't see you.
So that's what I do there, among other responsibilities.
Oh, that's great. Why didn't you go? Because I realized that most of the people you were in the executive with, those who took positions are either CEO of something or deputy minister. Why, you were never offered?
I think that where I am is a very big post. I'm in charge. Before you come to the Jubilee House, you must see my subordinates before you come.
Yeah. Okay.
So I determine whether you come in or not.
Oh.
And for me, it's a big honor that the president have done all of us.
Okay.
Obviously, he could not have given everybody what you want.
Okay.
But what he tried to do is to create a novelty. In 2016, President Mahama empowered the largest number of young people in our political dispensation.
Okay.
And so at a point when we lost, he was being blamed for it, that the young men were the ones misbehaving within government. This time, it's not just young men, but also party executives. Young people, party executives, are and in fact, I must say that on the record, all the appointees, most who are doing and delivering well, are party executives.
Okay.
Because if you don't know the system, how the system was built, how we won the election, you obviously not know how to go about things. There are positions that are for technical people. There are positions that are for leadership in terms of people who can lead, not just party. And there are positions that are for intellectual. If you don't have the intellectual capacity, you can't do it.
Okay.
Carefully, President have been able to share positions in that order.
Okay.
And trust me, majority of the people, the appointees who are performing in terms of expectation, if you're having to rate all the appointees now, are those mostly who have party background. And so he could not have given me anything more than where I am now. Because to guard the president, to protect the presidency, you need somebody of authority and gravitas.
Okay.
And if you have worked with me well, you may not like me for that, but that is my skill. That is what I can do. Where I have to toe a line, everybody will have to toe that line. It has to come authoritatively and with force.
Okay.
And so he knew everybody. He knew everyone's quality. And so I wasn't surprised that he kept me at the Jubilee House. And for me, it's the greatest honor that I wake up every morning, I go to the office, and I can see the president any day, anytime. It gives me the leverage to deal with party issues, to put party agenda. Party people who want to come to the Jubilee House, they have their own deputy general secretary representing the party there. It's a novelty. It hasn't happened before.
The minister is big.
My brother, but the minister comes to the Jubilee House. You see, the minister will come to the Jubilee House. I don't think that I wouldn't have been offered a ministerial role if I wanted. But I believe that for me, you needed to be at a place where you can continue to interface the party operations and also helping with government operations. If you know, my passion about President Mahama is not one of a political relationship. It's one of family, it's one of a father and son. I don't ask permission from him when I do certain things. And he knows that when I'm acting somewhere, I'm doing it in good faith. I may be wrong. He knows that I'm doing it in good faith, including even my boss, Fifi Kote. I don't ask permission from him when I'm working. I don't go back to consult him on anything, many things. I just go ahead and do it. Because from the day one, he knew my capacity. He knew what I could do. He knew what I could not do. And he knows that I'm not corrupt. He knows that, for me, if you hear that Mustapha is stealing something, they may want to find out properly why I'm stealing. Even though I would have been stealing it, they may want to find out. And so being at the Jubilee House, for me, gives me the opportunity to be sure that my president is safe and the presidency is well protected. Ministerial appointments, other people who occupy the place, I believe that are ones that should be there. All we need to do is to work together to ensure that, you see, I've always repeatedly said, what won us election were unconventional political methods.
Unconventional political methods. That's
and,
what won.
And it's not everybody that knew what it was. We didn't do the usual politics that we all know. We didn't do the usual operation that people know. You see, so if you don't rely on the people who are at the forefront of the struggle, you may have contributed in a small way or in a big way, but you were not at the forefront of coordinating affairs. If you fail to consult, to rely on persons who were there for data, for information, for guidance, what we said where, what we didn't say where, what agreement did we have at certain places. So if you're an appointee, a minister, and you don't rely on people who were on the ground, you fail. You will not just fail on your responsibilities. You fail because you may be acting opposite from what the people expect. It doesn't mean you are incompetent, but it just means that you are not working as a team player. And so that is what we must all do.
So there's clarity on, from the work you did, what the Ghanaian expects from you.
Look, when you go to every region, you can think that the regional executive, the constituent executives there, they look ugly, they look wretched, they are not educated, but they are better than you holding the masters and calling yourself a minister.
Better at what?
They understand what is on the ground than you. So if you don't come to the level to think with them and to solicit guidance, you will fail. Because they know what we told the people. They know what was discussed. They know what affects a community. There's a community that may have 500 votes. All they want to see is that you have drilled a borehole for them and they are happy. So if you go and do a road in that community, you have not done what the people want. You will have political challenges. There are places we went, and all the people say is that we want a clinic, a chip compound. That is all they need.
That was what they asked.
That is all they need. There may be 1,000 voters. All they need is a chip compound. So if you don't listen to the party to go and build common chip compound there, you can go and build a bridge. You can go and build a school. You haven't done what the people want.
But are they aware of this? Because I know you do orientations whenever.
You ought to know. The government didn't come from space. People led the party to create the government. and you have been appointed, you don't undermine the people you have come to meet. You don't undermine the structures. And you see, Senator, the thing where appointees will misbehave and take party to opposition, then when they leave, they disappear. And party executives bear the brunt of the people will not happen in this government today. It won't happen tomorrow.
In that situation, what would you
take it from me, and I mean it. You see, in the last 9 months, all our focus have been was to support the leader of the party, who is today the president. First and foremost, to outdoor his intentions, outdoor his vision. Clearly, you and I know, and every single Ghanaian know that President Mahama aims well. He means well for everyone. He wants to see the stability of this country. He wants to see the progress of this country. Yes, he cannot do it all. He has called other people to come and help. There were people who were in their offices working when others were in the field. So if today, by the magnanimity of that man called President Mahama, you are appointed, you have to pipe down and show courtesy and respect to the structures that brought you. That will not be compromised on.
So you will not allow them to fail?
Nobody is going to fail. If you want to fail, you'll be removed. I have personally started calling for an early reshuffle. And I think that President Mahama should bring another novelty. Look, he is going out as a legacy president. He should reshuffle even CEOs.
Change CEOs?
Not change them, reshuffle
from one
them.
Position
yes.
to another. Okay.
He's done it before to regional ministers, and it worked. President Mahama must succeed. He has to succeed. And he will succeed. It doesn't matter what it is. So if you stand in his way, he's watching everybody. And I dare say, if tomorrow the president finds out that I'm not doing my work well, he has no business keeping me at the Jubilee House, occupying space. For what?
So you don't, it doesn't matter to you if you are the one who's affected?
No. I don't care. So when I wake up every day, I do my work diligently and I walk away. I don't please people. I don't dance to people's emotions. I've never. Those who work with me will tell, I don't speak to please you, to make you happy. No, that's not how to love people. That's not how to help people. Tell the truth to the people. And for me, truth is important to me than anything. That is what has kept me. I do not have a godfather who will bury all my inefficiencies and my weaknesses and whitewash me and give me a plate. But my diligence, my forthrightness, my hard work is what brought me here. I wasn't appointed because I'm loved by President Mahama more than others. I was appointed because probably he saw that I'm a hardworking young man. Nobody has been a deputy in charge of operations of the party and a deputy in charge of operations of the government, the seat of God. It has never happened before. So I don't allow that to enter my head and begin to feel superior and misbehave with it. If I do that, I don't have business being at the Jubilee House.
Well, a few things. First, I wonder what the thinking was, because you are still Deputy General Secretary, performing your roles actively. I realized that your National Youth Organizer is a minister, Sami Jemfi, who became one of the powerhouses of communication on your front, is not at the gold board. Everybody is holding on to their position.
Competence. Competence.
Because I'm wondering, because now they are not in a position to actively
they are
do their
in
job.
They are in the position to deliver the mandate of the leader of the party.
That's why you've kept them at their...
Let me tell you, take most of the appointees, the young appointees. Logas, CEO for DVL. He's one of the best CEOs. You don't know that? He's one of the best performing CEOs. Focus on doing what the party wants and what the president actually wants. I'm seeing visible transformation of DVLA. He is a party vice chairman, constituency. So those who think that the people who say that the party office are some daft and some devils, they haven't gone to school, they have to review their notes. Take Malik Basintali. YEA was an institution before I was born, or probably in politics. It was run as if it was not an entity. Today, see the vibrancy, see the transformation. Malik Basintali's praise is as though it's an employment ministry at all front. Malik is the youngest national executive officer, first timer from Northern Region as a communication officer, straight to national as deputy communication officer, 1 term. Look at him. Would you have bypassed him to give a position to somebody who could not deliver? Sami Jemfi, communication officer, 2 terms. He's in his 2nd term now. Nobody have done reformative political party communication than Sami Jemfi. Take the last 20 years. All political parties. Young man, very young. He set up Gold Board within 3 months. President Akufo-Addo's regime, they wanted to do gold for oil. They battled with it. Old men, educated men, they couldn't do it. Young Sami Jemfi transformed PPMC into Gold Board within a shortest possible time. All right? So if you take the totality of the number of executives who have been put in government, they have not been put there because they are party executives for its sake. These are competent guys.
I understand.
Have you read my profile before?
No, I understand that. What I'm asking is, why are you holding on to the position of Deputy General Secretary whilst you move on to another job that requires your full attention?
President Mahama was satisfying loyalty, competence, and ability to deliver. He was looking for those caliber of people. And he believed that in trying to establish a government, he wouldn't leave party out. Imagine if today a government was set up without national officers, how would it be? The expectations are very high. I went to my brother Eduji Tamaklo's office once, and I'll never go there again. In fact, I'll never ask him for any favor. You know why? I pitied him. The number of party people who go there. You know why? Because Eduji Tamaklo was in the trenches. He's the director of legal of the NDC. Yeah. The party people can relate with him and they know him. So if you go to Eduji, you know that you are going to what? A party man. He's still the director of legal. Okay. If a party man has a case, quite apart from the fact that his salary at MPA, he can take some of it and help party people. He will also give an instruction to any party man who have a problem for the Directorate of Legal to deal with it. Okay. We are going. I went to Honorable Arun Edrusu's office once, and I'll never go there again. The man was walking and dealing with party people. He's coming on the staircase and he's dealing with party people. He will take money and he's sharing. He doesn't look at anybody's face and he goes away. All right? So the ideal was to decentralize opportunities through the party structure. This is the first time that a constituency vice chairman can rise to become a CEO. Yaira Koku is the constituency secretary. He's a CEO, right? This is the first time regional secretaries have been made regional ministers. It has never happened in the history of our country. So when you are going to your regional minister and you are a party person, you are going to your own regional secretary who you have worked with. He knows your story. It's one thing knowing the people, in another thing having the resources to give out. So even if he's not able to give you what you want, he's a party man, you are a party man, he identifies you, he will console you. All right? This is the first time, if you go to the communications unit, most of our communication officers have been made communication officers of various entities. So when you go there and you are not able to see the CEO because he's a new person, all right? Take Gapua, for example. The Director General there is an Army General. Yeah. The communication officer there is constituency secretary for constituency communication officer for Euchu Senya. Dela. So if you are a party person and you go there and you can't find anybody, you go to Dela's office and you tell him your problems. Reaching the CEO will not be difficult.
Okay.
All right. So these people also are party officers. So if today you have, yesterday you didn't have a car to work. Today, President has blessed you with a little appointment. You are making salary. You have allowance. You are able to buy your car, right? If you are going to do party work on Saturdays, you now have money to buy your own fuel. Do you understand? There's no pressure from anywhere. So the party can be strengthened. The government is going well. It's a novelty. And I say this to my colleague young men, that President Mahama owed to the generation, okay, to be vindicated that his intention to appoint young people into his government was a good thing.
Okay.
And we don't have to fail him. I think that some of us are too much in a hurry.
Okay.
The suspicion among colleagues is needless. We can actually come together whilst we don't agree on one thing, but agree commonly on others and deliver. When the young people of this party decided that we would win election, we didn't wait for our fathers and our leaders. We were on the field. Young people were on the field. They didn't have certificates. They didn't need certificate to work. That case in our party where there was this mentality that if you didn't have a certificate, you can't be employed or you can't be given opportunity in the NDC. We've gone to the branches and we've whitewashed their brains off that mentality. So if you are a CEO and you are sitting there and talking about certificate, and you are breeding disenchantments within the party, your days are numbered.
But you need to have that, the basic qualification to be able to do the job.
It's not every office you need qualification. It is not every office. There are institutions where the kind of capacity they want is to be able to deliver on the field. You are trained when you are employed. So if you are sitting there and talking about certificate, President Mahama didn't look at your certificate. He looks at your competency in totality.
Okay.
You are not serving the interests of the president when you are doing that. Because you see, the president's motive was to help build the party as a legacy, build the country as a legacy.
So using the party structures to build the country.
He is a leader of the party. So the president himself is holding two positions. You don't know. He is a constitutional leader of the NDC and the president of Ghana, just as I am a deputy director of operation and also a deputy general secretary. And so, concurrently, we build a nation, but we must build a party. So party executives must focus on building the party, whilst other appointees focus on building the country. You see, where everybody thinks that President Mahama can employ everybody the same day, it's not going to be possible.
Because that was what I was coming to ask you.
So now you are
those
sitting
who
here.
feel you have virtually abandoned them.
You are
moved into
sitting here,
government.
all right? If President Mahama have appointed a minister of communication, his business with you have moved to the communication minister or the minister in charge of information. It is his duty to look out for you and take care of you, relate with you in a manner that President Mahama would have done. If President Mahama have appointed a minister of education, if you are a student, you are a teacher, your business with President Mahama is given to the Minister for Education. If the Minister of Education failed to reach out to you, it is the minister that is failing the president. It is not everybody that will receive green letter. Some would have to receive green letters. Others will have to receive white letters. Because it is only the president who can give green letter. So when you have become an appointee of the president, in the mind of the president, he would have loved to say thank you to party people. Why would you prioritize a repented traitor from the MPP and leave your own party people who may give you a problem? in that same nature, they worked for you to become an appointee. And you think that somebody who was with government, President Nanado's government, either a director or something, who have joined forces with them to fleece this country, to steal and destroy it, you prioritize that person in your office as against moving him and creating an opportunity for your party people to strengthen your party. You yourself, you are becoming a traitor. And over time, your time will expire from that office.
But there are structures that are supposed to work in the public office you've inherited. There's a civil service structure, there's a public service structure. That must be followed.
If you take an institution where there was corruption, and you know the corrupt, we are not discussing corruption, I won't go there today. If you go to that ministry or institution where there was corruption, that you are accusing the CEO of stealing money, you think you maintaining the finance director makes you clean? Maintaining people who did the procurement, overpriced items, you think that will let you succeed? I am not being a party extremist, but it's common sense that you should know that most of these people knew that MPP was losing, so they began to make friends, began to shift camp. You eat with the devil with a long spoon. And then some of them say, oh, I have donated money to your party. Money alone is not what makes relationship. Chief, there are places you go, and I feel sad for the ministers there because over time, they will be set up. Because you went there as a minister, as a CEO, as a director general, and you are already befriending or you are dealing with the people who dealt with the other regime to perpetuate crimes. And here we are. President Mahama's mindset is that we must do everything opposite Nanado have done in this country. We would have been on the right path. If you're an appointee in an area where an appointee of President Nanado was arrogant, just be humble. You don't need to do anything much.
Just humility is enough.
If you go to a place where they were stealing money, just try and be moderate. We are okay. Because MPP's 8 years is not a standard of good governance. Okay. They are everything a measure of political fraudsters and syndicate of thieves who never had the nation at heart. Now, if most of our appointees were listening to us, we will not be having these difficulties we're having in a few weeks now. And I'm happy that these things are coming out. Look, we all agreed that if you are a minister and a CEO and you go to an institution, disclose to the public the state of affairs that you have come to meet.
That was what every CEO was supposed to do.
Yes, that was what we agreed to the people of Ghana.
CEO, minister.
If you are CEO and a minister, do a press conference, disclose state of affairs to the people of Ghana what you have gone to meet. Review all procurements that have occurred. If water is sold 1 cedi and they procure water at 5 cedis, tell the people of Ghana. You wouldn't have Nanado to go to Kumasi and say that what he has done and what President Kufuor have done will be a basis for them to come to power. Such a shameless statement. Such a shameless. President Akufo-Addo should be worried if he walks to public. People will not say it to him, but they don't like him. There's nothing President Akufo-Addo have done in this country that Ghanaians are proud of. Nothing. Because we have failed to expose them, they have the effrontery to think that they are comfortable, to begin to think they will attack this government. A government of 8 years, because our appointees, and if they don't do it, we ourselves will do it at party executives. Because we know, we have records of the scandals. You are a minister, you are a CEO. It is your duty to be transparent. President Mahama preached transparency. What do you think he was talking about? You go and stand at the accountability series, the one they do at the Jubilee. What's the name? Meet the one Felix has just brought, the ministers going there.
Yes, it has to do with that the government accountability.
So if you go and stand there and you are talking about what we are doing the last 8 years, you haven't done nothing. What was the state of affairs in your ministry and in your agency when you came? It is our duty to report to the people of Ghana. If we did that, today the MPP people will be begging the people of Ghana. You have Aduchum saying that he disassociates himself from Baumia's apology. If we are all aware of what Aduchum and Apo put together did at the Ministry of Education, some of them will not pick presidential nomination forms of the MPP. Because we have failed to do that. Let me talk about Galamsey. Look, there was a forum that we organized, and Dr. Mani, may his soul rest in peace. His ghost will bear me witness. The number of times I have fought our own ministers to tell them we are on the wrong path. Because you see, this Galamsey fight must not go down without people going to jail. So if you are NDC member, I have issued a memo with the authorization of the General Secretary to all our party people to say the party will not stand by you if you are doing small-scale mining and not doing it in accordance with law. So if you have a problem in terms of documentation, the party is there to assist you to regularize your documentation. Beyond that, if you decide to go and destroy water bodies, you have to be dealt with by law. The party will not cover you. We did a forum. The Minister of Interior was there. The Minister of Defense was there. It was only Mutala who wasn't there. He was in Saudi. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, he actually paid for everything. Because we wanted to whip our party first of all into line. We brought regional secretaries, regional ministers, regional organizers, regional chairmen to Accra. In fact, I had to even force my boss and national chairman. They were vetting DCs. They had to put that assignment on hold. I had to go to local government institute to go and ensure that they agreed that they were going to be there. We came and we discussed how to tackle the Galamsey situation. The Minister for Interior was supposed to transfer all police commanders, police leadership in all the Galamsey mining areas. And then the IGP will send new people there who are unfamiliar faces. We needed to know who was mining where, so that the pits that they have created, if President Akufo-Addo gave you a permit to go and mine in a forest reserve, it was also incumbent on you to do reclamation and reforestation by law. If you didn't do it, you are as good as a man who have gone to steal a goat. You should be in court. Now, after we have done that, the National Security Coordinator was supposed to liaise with the police so that we send people to do investigation on all the destruction that have happened. The Attorney General was supposed to liaise with the Chief Justice to set up a court on illegal mining. So that if you have done illegal mining and you are caught, you are brought to court, either the court gives you some time to go and do reclamation and come back, or will confiscate your properties and use that to repair what you have destroyed. We had all these conversations.
So there was clarity as to what
as to what we needed to do. Okay. Nobody should go and burden the president. The president gave us strong instructions. One, no government appointee was supposed to get involved in mining. If you were caught, you'll be sacked. Two, water bodies and forest reserves was a no-go area. The Ministry of Lands and Minerals Commission, don't we have records of the over 2,151 mining leases that were issued by the MPP? Don't we have it? Don't we have the maps? Can't we take the maps, go there and check when you were given a permit to work, whether in the water bodies, in the mining area, forest reserve, In fact, those working in the water bodies will not have any permits. They won't have any documentation. So they are like armed robbers. And they are to be dealt with without mercy. So Dr. Manibuama and the Ministry of Defense, that was where the popular term surgical operations happened. He was supposed to go there with the military and ensure that if you were there, in the military way, you were dealt with. You were, let me borrow Eduji's word, an environmental terrorist. And terrorists are not dealt with by the police. They are dealt with by the military. Beyond the water bodies, people who have mined in the forest reserves were given some mining lease. So you arrest the directors of that company. People who are given small-scale mining to go and mine. In fact, in compliance with EPA, if they go there and you haven't reclaimed, what they do is to suspend your licenses, you go and reclaim, do afforestation. If you haven't done it, you have committed a crime. This guy called, the guy who contested Grace, Escado Cantain. What is his name? The one who was in charge of...
Yes, I do remember him. He was Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources.
No, he was a regional secretary of Western Regional. So.
Okay, Charles Bisu.
Charles Bisu sat on radio yesterday. I was watching him and saying that he's the master architect of illegal
yes,
mining.
He said he has the solution.
This guy should be in jail by now without apology. Charles Bisu should have been arrested.
For what?
Charles Bisu was given a responsibility to be in charge of illegal small-scale mining, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Where are those excavators that got missing? That were seized? Charles Bisu was on video receiving bribes as far as illegal mining is concerned. So these people are working, and we are inflicting unnecessary wounds on ourselves as a party and government. What do you need to arrest them? What exactly do we need to arrest them? You see, it hurts me because this is a president who from December 7th have not rested. President Mahama have been traveling throughout. Sometimes I find it difficult to even look at his face. This is a man who is still grieving. If you know Murtala very well, Murtala is one of the favorites of President Mahama. You know that. He is a very calm man, but he likes the radicals like us. He likes us from a distance. Omani Buama was President Mahama's darling boy. Alhaji Limuna is President Mahama's brother. One day, all these young men have disappeared. The man undergoes 2-3 days of mourning, join the burial service, we buried. He continues to work. Nobody is compassionate enough to think that we shouldn't allow any pressure on the president. And you are ministers and CEOs. Why did we need? So the difficulty we had was duplication of teams. Everybody gets up. They are going to the mining area to arrest excavators. When you arrest excavators at Tema Port, you haven't stopped illegal mining. You haven't stopped illegal mining. You are just collapsing some business. The real perpetrators of illegal mining, they are still alive. In the last 8 years, they've been in existence. They've done it. Go to President Nanado's hometown. The president whose fence wall, behind his fence wall, they were doing Galamsey, is talking about Galamsey today. Just last week, when I was going from Akwatia, we went to Kumasi to do some operation and came back. On President Akufo-Addo's village, they were still doing Galamsey. They are called the DC. Go there and check the pits behind his village that were dug in the last 8 years. These people have the effrontery to be talking about illegal mining, and you have this young man who have chopped their communication money. My brother, the Miracles.
You're not a member of the party. He has chopped.
Miracles going to fetch water to come and say that we, the NDC and government, are the ones who have destroyed the water bodies that were destroyed in the last 8 years. You know why? Because we have failed to take them on.
You think that is the problem now?
If 1,000 people within the industry, including Mrekuduka, were facing jail term by now, MPP will be quiet. MPP will be quiet.
But should there not be grounds for taking them on?
I said that if you have done illegal mining, it's a criminal offense. That Gbande is not in our law books. It is called illegal mining. To me, has not been sent to court as we speak. That is why you saw the young men demonstrating yesterday. Our government is not a church room. It's a government. We must not allow the noise to scare us from taking them on. We have to deal with these people.
Do you say these things to your fellow appointees?
Everywhere. That's why some of them fight me. Everywhere.
When you meet them face
everywhere. So if any appointee tells you they are fighting with me, it's because I have told them that you are wrong. And that is what President Mahama kept me there to do. Maybe tomorrow he will remove me. But in the meantime, I tell them to their faces that you are not serving the president's interest. You are deviating from our path. If by this time people were hauled to court, the Chief Justice is talking about Galamsey, he should set up the court. We should not only demobilize red spots of illegal mining. That one can be dealt with by the military, and they are doing well. We've streamlined the teams. Now we have NIMOS.
Okay.
And I'm watching. Anybody who goes behind NIMOS to do any operation, if you are an appointee, will get President Mahama to sack you. We'll plead with him to sack you. NIMOS must be given the support to work. Beyond that, the National Security Coordinator and the IGP must get to work. We must investigate and arrest everyone who have mined in the forest reserve without reclamation.
Investigate and arrest everyone.
Everyone, whether you are NDC or you are MPP, you take it to court. It is not General Secretary who is dealing with you, it's the court. Go and tell the court that Ghana belongs to you, so you can take excavator, go to a forest reserve, destroy the forest, remove the gold, and leave the pits. Okay? Deporting Chinese is not a solution to dealing with the destruction. Deporting foreigners is not jail them here. Jail them here, confiscate their properties, value the damage they have caused, and send it to their embassy. Can you go to China and do that? We must get serious. Let's put President Mahama out of this. This is a problem of appointees, ministers. And they must get to work. This is not what we told the people.
Well, I think that's 39 minutes past 9. We need to take a break. When we come back, there's one other issue I raised with him. Then we'll bring this interview to a close.
Gasaba. Smoke from firewood and charcoal is harmful and as damaging to our lungs as cigarettes. It can cause heart diseases leading to stroke and may even affect our eyesight in the long run.